So, this is not another training that's going to overwhelm you with, creating 10 funnels or 50 pieces of content every single week. This training is about how to simplify your path to consistent 20K a month without the burnout, without the hustle, and without needing a massive audience. So you have probably done all the right things, right? Like you coach clients one on one, you have posted consistently content over the years, and you know that you've gotten results, but you are still stuck in this weird in between place where you know you are not new, but you are also where you don't want to be either, right? You know that there is a place where you want to be, but the question is how to get there. So you're constantly asking yourself, okay, why is this actually taking me so long? Why am I doing everything? Why is it not working? And the big question you are asking every single day is, what am I missing? What strategy am I missing as a coach, as a consultant? So, this is the first episode of the 5 part series for coaches and consultants who are ready to scale sustainably with less content, fewer calls, and more aligned clients. Because the truth is, the reason why you are not hitting the 20K a month is not because you are lazy, right? It's not because your content sucks. Could be. Stay tuned with the 5 part series because I'm going to talk about the messaging and how to create the sales content to create the urgency. It's also not because that you don't know how to coach your clients. You got clients results, your clients love you, they actually re-sign with you, but you still didn't crack the code how to actually get consistent new clients. It's really because you are still running your business like a freelancer. So not like a CEO, right? So you are relying on manual labor of doing the work instead of creating systems. You are still using hope instead of the strategy. And you are always creating value content, right? Instead of conversion content. And that's why you are getting friend zoned in the DMs, on a sales call. Like people tell you how amazing you are, how amazing your content is, but they are friend zoning you instead of seeing you as the expert, instead seeing you as the authority. And you are still solving one-on-one problems with one-on-one solution instead of thinking about the next step, which is actually designing a scalable container that will leverage your time. So what really breaks my heart is how I know so many brilliant women of color coaches, but they think that they are the problem, right? They think they need more certifications, that they need to suffer before they are really ready to receive the success, before they are ready to leverage what they are doing in order to leverage the time as well and to multiply actually the success. But actually, the problem is your business model. So let's talk about the hustle trap. Let's talk about why, like, what got you here won't get you where you want to go. So maybe you have been taught to work your way to success, right? Post more, go live more. You have to be seen more, get on multiple platforms, or DM more leads, right? But you cannot scale what is glued to your calendar, which means you cannot create freedom when everything in your business depends on your time and depends on your energy. So the hustle mode looks like you are selling in the DMs every day, but still doing it manually. You are the one who's doing it. You are still customizing every offer to the lead who's coming on a sales call in order to close this lead. And you are coaching clients all week with no calendar space to actually grow or to actually be innovative, to think about how to solve the problem that you have within your business in order to leverage your time and leverage your business, right? And you are also rushing to launch every time so that you are getting this adrenaline and then you are disappearing for 3 months because you're exhausted. And when you are disappearing, you are not selling at all. And then you question yourself, okay, why am I not hitting consistently the income that I want to actually hit? So you feel like that you are constantly on working on your business always like on the weekend, maybe, I don't know how many, let me know in the comments how many hours are you actually working on a day, right? But you still feel like this income is not stable and you don't feel safe enough, right? You are making sales, but it doesn't feel like a real business for you. It feels like a never ending to-do list. And you're constantly thinking like, okay, what's the next thing I can do? And honestly, it's not your fault. It's still the old model that you are operating in. And it's actually time that you are creating a new one. So let's pause here, okay? Because before we talk about strategy or structure, there is one important thing we need to talk about if you want to scale your business consistently to 20K a month and more. And it's actually your identity. Because the question here is, are you showing up as the overbooked coach or the CEO of a 20K month plus business? Because there is a difference. And let me give you what makes those both different, right? So the overbooked coach looks like that you are always discounting your price, even when someone says, I cannot afford it, right? You are discounting. You are spending hours perfecting your content because you're afraid to sell instead of just posting the content and knowing that you're going to create another content with the experience to get better every single day. 1% better every single day. Also, you think that you need to be more visible or that you need a better branding. You're thinking about your website, you're thinking about the colors you gotta use consistently in order to get more clients inside your business. But the six-figure CEO thinks differently and has a whole different identity. Because you know, as the six-figure coach, that your offer is valuable, that your offer is transformational, and you don't need to justify it. And when you embody that, you will never think about discounting when someone says, I cannot afford it, right? And you are also pricing your offer based on the transformation that you deliver instead of thinking about, am I worth it to charge 5K, for example? A six-figure CEO also thinks about, how can I make my process clear and better every time so that my clients get quicker and faster results? And you have a message that positions yourself as the only option. You know, yes, there are so many coaches in the same industry, but when you embody that you are the best option and that you are the only option and not just another coach, people automatically feel drawn to you because you showcase an identity that shares bold perspectives, that shares bold opinions, and that is how you are creating a cult of people who want to actually work with you instead of just creating an audience or just creating a follower list. You want to create a cult of buyers who are so drawn to you, to your brand. And it starts with your messaging, and it starts with how you position yourself and your offer as the only option. And until you shift this from being the helper to everyone to being the leader and knowing that you cannot work with everyone and you don't want to work with everyone. It starts with this mindset, right? This is how you're going to go from hustler to a high value asset. You are an asset because you have solutions for your clients' problems. You have that, and you have to see that your path is an asset. You are the asset, a high value asset. So when you don't do this shift, you will always undercharge, you will always overwork, and you will always second guess how to stop being in the cycle of start stop, where you feel like, okay, every single month I am starting from the ground. So the first step for you to hit the 20K months is becoming the coach and the consultant who can hold that income, right? Can you hold that energy that you want to actually create? Because you are now leading a business. And it starts with your identity. So let's break this down, okay? I know lots of coaches and consultants, especially when they hit like 5K, they have a few clients, they now think, okay, I need 10 more offers. You don't need 10 more offers, or you don't need to be on 5 different platforms. What you need are these 3 core things to simplify your business, to leverage and hit the consistent 20K a month. First of all, you need a scalable offer. So you have to take your one-on-one expertise, the transformation that you have delivered over and over again in a one-on-one setting, and leverage that into a group program. And when you do that, that program will be where your clients still get deep transformation. You stop repeating yourself 10 times a week, and your value increases while your hours decreases, right? While you get actually more space on your calendar back. And this is the first step where you're going to actually stop trading your time and start creating leverage. This is where leverage is going to happen. The next thing you need is one sales asset that runs for you 24/7. And I am really talking about one signature video where you talk about your process, where you talk about your intellectual property that speaks directly to your dream client better than a sales call ever could. This is how you're going to actually handle objections before someone gets on a call with you, right? Imagine this. Someone actually finds you on Instagram, right? They DM you to get the sales asset, the sales video. They watch it. They understand who you are. They see what kind of value you have, what kind of message you have, what you do, and how it's going to help them to get out of their miserable state. So they come into your DMs. They come to you to apply because they are ready to buy, right? This is how you're going to go away from no chasing, from chasing leads to no chasing, no pitching, no exhausting live launches. This is how you go evergreen, because your video becomes your salesperson, and it works while you rest. It can also work while you are going on vacation. Just imagine one asset working for you 365, 24/7. And the last thing that you need to simplify your business and leverage is that you need one clear message. So most coaches are selling to everyone. You are still selling to everyone. And this actually means that no one is listening to you right now. No one feels connected. No one feels understood. No one feels seen. But your message should be so specific that your ideal client starts to say, okay, how is she actually in my head right now? How does she know what I am doing on a daily basis? How does she know how am I feeling? This is what creates the connection that is still missing in your message. And a connection will lead to better conversion, right? So let's recap what we recovered today in episode 1. The real reasons why you are not at 20K months. It's not about effort, it's not about hustle, it's not about feeling burnt out in order to feel the success. It's still your business model, and you know when you are stuck at that 5K, 10K mark that you are ready to leverage your business model. The next one is that your old identity as a hustler, as a go-getter is not a match in order for you to get the new vision. And you need one leveraged offer, one powerful sales asset, and one magnetic message in order to talk to your ideal clients over and over and over again. And the best part of it is that you already have everything that you need. We just need to repackage that and scale it smarter. So now if you're watching this and you are like, okay, I'm ready, I don't want to do this in the hard way anymore, then you will love episode 2, because we would dive into the power of one, the tool I've created in order to showcase the simple 20K strategy, where I'm going to show you how to scale one offer with one platform and one clear path to convert leads 24/7. So make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss episodes 2. With that being said, thank you so much for joining, and I talk to you